Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our in-person attendees as well as our Facebook Live attendees this morning. I am Amanda Wiggins with the Marana Chamber of Commerce. So excited to welcome you to the Marana Insights, where we get updates on what's happening in our community that really impacts our lives as citizens as well as our businesses. So we're so excited that you're here and that this community cares deeply about where we're going and making sure that we're doing that together. So thank you for being here. I am going to introduce Jenny Huffman with Imagine Realty, who is our absolutely phenomenal moderator for this program, and we're really grateful to have her as well as all of you. So welcome, Jenny.
Thank you, Amanda. So welcome, everyone. I'm glad we filled up the tables. That's good. So maybe next time we can have more tables and have them all full. So I'd love seeing everybody here. As Amanda said, I am Jenny Huffman. I'm the broker-owner of Imagine Realty Services. And what I'd like to do is go around the room, and if you could just introduce yourself and your company. So we'll start with our amazing videographer here. Yeah.
Mike Ian, True Fan Marketing, a local marketing agency that focuses a lot on real estate.
Thank you. Okay, and the gentleman I'm going to call up here really needs no introduction, our amazing Kurt Woody, and he's going to give us an update on building permits and new business permits. Welcome, Kurt.
Thank you.
All right, we had, 2 people last month, so looking good. All right, let's keep the numbers going. I feel like we should all join in and sing the Welcome Back Cotter song. You know, we're all getting back to face-to-face meetings again. So you've got your single-family residential permit information in front of you. Pretty spectacular calendar year and fiscal year that we just finished. So if we're looking at the calendar year, mid-year, 601 permits. If that continues, we'll be over 1,200 permits for the calendar year. That'll be another record since pre-Great Recession. The fiscal year finished with about 1067. That is a record since 2006. The town is exploding in single-family residential. If any of you have been out in the real estate market and you're trying to buy a home, or you know that you're going to sell your home, you're getting more than what you're listing it for, but then you got to go find another place to live, and that's the hard part, because the real estate market right now is, I think they're less than 1 month inventory, and they like to be up around 5 to 6 months of inventory. It's nuts out there, but that's good for new single-family residential for the town of Marana. Our population right now is just a little bit north of 52,000. So great news on that. Let's take a look on the economic development, commercial and industrial side. Out at Tangerine, just west of I-10, is that standalone building. That's Ventana Roche. They just broke ground on a duplicate facility, 60,000 square feet. The first facility they call light assembly distribution, primarily distribution out of that one. The new one will be about 140 to 160 employees in manufacturing. So to have biomanufacturing right there on Tangerine Road in North Marana, great addition. Just in addition to that, and adjacent to that facility, Southwest Gas took down 23 acres. They will have a pretty significant regional operations center, office space, classroom, training, field work as well. So 23 acres, that's a pretty good sized project right there next to Roche. At Silver Bell and Ina Road, they're on the northeast corner. A company has taken down about 65 acres there. Their plans are in the office right now for permitting 220,000 square foot distribution center. Everybody in southern Arizona knows who it is. We just haven't been released to say the name of the company, but I think you can figure it out. Little blue vans that drive around all over the place. So that's a big project, 350 employees-ish for that facility. So let's go back up to North Marana, where Ventana Roche is located. The Gladden Farms master developer is Crown West. They've run out of lots. So they are now in escrow to purchase an additional 300 acres right there by the fire station on Tangerine Road, and then going towards the interstate up to the frontage road. 300 acres. They're going to take about somewhere around 70 of that acreage for multifamily, single-family residential, about another 65-ish acres for commercial buffer, and then 100 acres for light industrial to go in that area. So they're in escrow. They should close in August sometime with Macerich. The Mandarina Housing Project, which will be, again, Tangerine and I-10, on the east side of the road, heading north up the interstate to the Marana exit. That's called Mandarina. It's about 2,500 homes. They are now punching under the highway with wastewater and water, which is huge for me because going up Tangerine, I've got all of this property that's commercial or industrial zoned, but I can't place companies there that are a significant water user or wastewater coming out. So I've got to have those pipes going up Tangerine. This project will pull those underneath the highway, and we can start pulling up that infrastructure into Tangerine going east up to Dove Mountain. Now, we've got a lot of state land on both the north and the south side going up through there. It's not insurmountable, but it'll take a little while to get into private hands, but it will. I'm going to take my glasses off, sorry. The airport. So the airport has what I call outside the fence, about 60 acres that we just rezoned to industrial, light manufacturing, and platted that 60 acres. We have I've talked about this company before, J.D. Russell. They purchased 4 acres, and they will be building their national headquarters on that property. So that's available for development as well. That's outside the fence and does not have to be aviation related because of that. Anything inside the fence does have to be aviation related, and J.D. Russell is also building a hangar for their corporate jet just across the road from their national headquarters. We're just about to head into a siting study for the tower. That's huge for us. There's a lot of business jet traffic that will not go to an unprotected airspace airport. We get a fair amount, and we get a good share of our business jet traffic out there, but it will quadruple in the numbers, probably even more than that with a tower. So it takes about a year for the siting study and then construction. So let's figure about 3 years from now, we'll have a tower out at the airport. That changes the whole complexity out there. I think I've covered everything here. Oh, and two more items. We did a Parks and Rec master plan, and what came out of that was the community said, we need a community center. And the consultants with that study said that we're one of the very few communities at our size that does not have one. So we put that out to the council. We figured that they would probably say, all right, let's put that in our 3 to 5 year plan, and we'll build that community center and aquatic facility. No, they said build it now. So we're already going out on the street for the design team. We're going to build that community center and aquatic facility. It will be right across the street from the Marana Municipal Complex. So if you know where Marana Health Center is located and the fire station, it'll be on that L piece right there across from MHC. Great project, about 40,000 square feet, 50,000 square feet. It's going to be really nice. Sorry? Well, you'll go design probably through, well, actually, we're going to deliver that CMAR. So what that means is and this still happens out in the building world, you'll hire a design team, they'll design the facility, goes out on the street for bid, contractors selected from that low bid, they build the project. It's an expensive way to do it because they always come after the change orders. So the best way to deliver a project is CMAR, which means Construction Manager at Risk. You hire the design team and the contractor, the builder, at the same time. The contractor is running numbers the entire time that the building is getting designed, so that they're staying within budget, because you tell them, you say, I've got $40 million to spend on this. Do not spend a penny more than that. So design team gets to 30%, contractor says, yeah, we're still good. Design team gets to 50%, and the contractor goes, yeah, those gold-plated faucets, we probably should do that. Let's throttle that back a little bit. So they keep them on track with the budget, and then once the design is complete, it's a GMP, guaranteed maximum price. Project is delivered in construction. So, long answer to your question, design, construct, let's say a couple of years, 2.5 years, something like that. I knew there was one more. What was it? What was my last one? Oh, Marana Center. So, I know you guys hate it when I do this. I can't talk about it. But stay tuned. Within the next couple of months, we'll have an announcement for a pretty significant project out at the Marana Center, which is where the Premium Outlet Mall is located. So Bill Luke dealership is going to go on the corner of Twin Peaks and Marana Center Boulevard. Their plans are in-house for permitting right now. There's 19 acres between them and the Premium Outlets that is in escrow right now. Everything goes according to plan. We'll be able to announce who that is. It's one of those, yay, we like that. So stay tuned. We'll be able to announce that probably within the next couple of months. And then HSL Properties, which builds the high-end apartment complexes, they have their plans in-house just, I think, this week, and they're in for permitting, and they'll break ground on their apartment complex, and that's on the other side of the Premium Outlet Mall. And so that center is really starting to take off. With that, I'll take any questions.
So the HSL that's north of Twin Peaks, north and east of Twin Peaks, the HSL property, or that is still south of?
Yeah, because everything is kind of skewed in that area. So north and east, I get a little geographically turned around. If you turn on Marana Center Boulevard from Twin Peaks and you're heading for the Premium Outlet Mall, which is on your right-hand side, you start to make that curve, it'll be right there.
Rob Sandner asked, is that a luxury complex?
Yes, it'll be one of their typical projects. Any other questions? George? Oh, in the North Marana area, which is going to be our downtown Marana Main Street. Yeah, so the developer there is about to finish up the landscaping. We are going to do landscaping in the roundabout with an art piece, 3 pieces that'll be, they'll go about 13, 15 feet high. Pardon me. It'd be a cactus, a cow, it'd be a cow and a rancher on a horse. So it's kind of cool. It's geometrically designed like the deer up on Tangerine Road. It's the same artist that did that, so it'll be designed like that. Actually, it's already completed. It's just waiting to be installed. They're working on retail right now on Marana Main Street. We have developed an overlay district for any project that goes on the street to be on the street. So instead of parking and then 200 feet back, you've got a retail outlet or dining or whatever it happens to be. Those projects have to be on the sidewalk with the parking in the rear, so to make it that walkable, bikeable downtown feel. But there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of chat for that area up there. Right now, it's the commercial freeway, we call it, freeway commercial, which is your fast food places. But once you make it to the roundabout and head down Marana Main Street, that'll start to give us that downtown feel. That it? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Lots of great things happening in town. Our next presenter is Laura Cordelio, and she is with the town of Marana again. Tourism and Film Office is going to give us some updates. So, Laura, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me this morning to update the February report that I gave. So with that, we'll advance to the next slide, please. Thank you. So I'm just going to go over a couple of different updates and news and some data as well to show where we're at with our hotel occupancy. Next slide, please. Okay, so as you may know, we have a brand new visitor center where the lovely Chamber of Commerce is also headquartered. If you haven't stopped by, do stop by and see how inviting it is. And you can pick up maps for any attraction all the way up to the Grand Canyon and probably north of the Grand Canyon as well. So you'll find local information and you'll find information to navigate throughout the entire state as you take your last little trip of the summer. We all have to squeeze in that last trip. School's almost starting again. So here we are. So we also, in the process of having our new visitor center, we also applied and received the designation from the Arizona Office of Tourism to be an official visitor information center. And you can see our listing. I included a screenshot of our listing. So that's what we say our visitor center looks like. Can anyone see the image behind me? Okay, it's a little small. So we have the photo of our actual visitor center, and then that photo, many of you may recognize that location that we're using on the Arizona Office of Tourism website as the design rendering for the new Marana Recreation and Aquatic Center. We're going to call it the Ritz of Recreation. All right, we could go to the next slide. Okay, what does our hotel occupancy look like? It's so strong right now as we go into full recovery that I'm comparing our last 3 months of hotel occupancy rates to 2019. That was a peak year for hotel occupancy and revenue for the town. So we're just going to leave out 2020 altogether. And you can see that they are averaging over those 3 months nearly identical to just a couple of tenths of a percent. So this is really excellent news. I'm not going to make predictions. I think, though, we can expect to see continued recovery and even strengthening in our hotel sector. Please, next slide. And in case you like to track this yourself, you may not know that we now have a monthly updated tourism economic impact dashboard that's on the town of Marana, maranaz.gov website under the Economic Development Department. And you may look at the snapshot for each month. It takes about a month after the previous month to get the data together and get that posted. You may go back 2 years worth of data to see what our trend is. And next slide, please. Okay, film office. So you can also see that things are really picking up in projects. And so again, we are now tracking on where we were in 2019 with the number of projects that I've assisted, and we're just barely past the halfway mark of 2021. So things are definitely picking up there. And the big news in the film office is that we had our first feature film that was filmed entirely in Marana, filmed in March. It's close to being finished. It's in post-production right now. But I have been in contact with the producer-director who believes he's really close to being done, which means it will then go through film festival submissions. It will have a local premiere. And it's a wonderful story, wonderful project that really shows off the beauty of our landscape, individual locations, and even some of our upper downtown Marana locations are featured in this film. So I'm really excited, and I'm sure that the Chamber will let you all know when there is a local premiere of this project. It was locally written, produced, directed, with both production crew from Los Angeles and production crew locally who were hired. So, in a bigger budget project. So we can expect to see this go somewhere. So we're very excited. And one more slide, I believe. Yes. Oh, I will say that, yes. The name of the project is The Crossroads. And It has a Facebook page, The Crossroads Movie. There's not a lot of information out yet. I think that I think it's just going to show up on the scene without a lot of pre-publicity going on, because it's a really solid piece, and I think it already has distribution. I think. Don't quote me on that. So finally, where would you go to find all of the news and updates and places to go and events and things that are happening in Marana? Here are all of the different ways that you may stay connected. The main way would be to visit discovermarana.org. You may also sign up for the newsletter that comes out once a month. Follow us on Facebook. The Film Office, Marana Film Office, has a Facebook page as well. And drop into our visitor center and say hi. We have the friendliest visitor center of anywhere that I know of. So plan to stay a little bit when you drop in. You'll get more than just maps. You'll get news and information and ideas of things to do. And maybe you'll hear about some chamber events that are coming up as well. Any questions? Yeah. Okay. You have my contact on the slide behind me, so if anyone thinks of a question later on, feel free to reach out. And I'm happy to assist with local film production, TV commercial production, nature documentaries, independent film projects, shorts, and feature films. Kurt.
So if you could, talk a little bit about the discovermarana.org webpage, what all is on that, the information that you have on it, and the metrics that we track each month, how it's doing for folks looking for information within Marana.
Thank you for that perfect leading question. That was perfect. So our web traffic has actually exploded in organic traffic, which means unpaid visits to our Discover Marana website over the last 6 months. It's been extraordinary. We've had increases in not just hundreds of percent increases over 2019 visits, but even in the 1,000% increases. So we are seeing a lot of traffic to our blogs. So the blogs are long form, giving you ideas for itineraries. Restaurant news and updates is always very popular. I track on restaurants through our permits, driving around Marana, because sometimes things happen faster than we even collect the information ourselves, and tips and things that come in. So that's something that a lot of people are following. We also have events on there, and as events are restarting, we update our events calendar so that you'll know what events are going on. Let me think, what else do we have? Always places to go, and our partners. So we have partner listings of businesses throughout Marana on the partner website, and those are typically attractions, places to dine, and our local parks, our Marana natural spaces, the national parks, and the bigger attractions that are in the greater Marana, Tucson area. So those are some of the things you will find on the website. Also, the Film Office page has a film tourism section to it. So if you're curious about where would you experience the classic Western movies, movie locations, and places where people who filmed those movies would hang out in Marana, we have a lot of places that you may go, and that you will find on the Film Office page that's part of the Discover Marana, as well as the film permit. If you know of anyone who wants to film in Marana, we have our film permit application there. So yes, the increased traffic to the Discover Marana website is definitely an indicator of increased tourism and visitation to Marana. So those two things are in lockstep. Yes, Mr. Woody.
So speaking of filming, is there any TV series or anything that you can talk
If there was something I couldn't talk about, I wouldn't tell you. So there's nothing I can't talk about except for the things I can't talk about. But I can't tell you that I can't talk about them. So there are, I'll just say that things are returning, and we can expect to see some increase in film activity. I believe, again, I don't like to predict. That industry is unique in that it is very portable, and so things can change quickly. And I don't want to jinx anything that may or may not be happening that I can't deny or confirm.
How about the Southern Arizona attractions passport? Where could someone get that?
Oh my gosh, another perfect leading question. Thank you. Thank you. So the Southern Arizona Attractions Alliance is a nonprofit organization that has been around for more than 20 years. It publishes the Passport Book of Fun, which is both a physical book that you may purchase at the Marana Chamber Visitor Center right after this meeting, and it's also digital. There's also a digital version that can be on your phone. You may get both, though. You may get the bundle with the physical book, you get the digital as well. This offers more than 60 discounts on attractions throughout Southern Arizona. Generally, they are 2 for 1. Buy one ticket, get one ticket free. And as attractions reopen, we're waiting for, at this point, mainly the University of Arizona museums to reopen, and they're kind of the last big block of attractions. So nearly all of the major attractions have reopened at this point. So as they reopen, though, you will have access to the new discounts as they become available. So if you purchase it now, it's only going to increase in value over the next year. And so for the purchase price of $22, you realize more than $500 in discounts. And it's just a great way to get back out again, because so many of us have become used to not going out, and so maybe we've forgotten, or maybe we have visitors coming again. So it supports all of our local attractions, and it's just a great way to make yourself, because if you're like me, when I got my passport, I had to go through every discount in the book. I was really motivated. So I was like, okay, we got to go to this one. We got to go to this one. You know, it didn't matter if it was 110 degrees and I was dragging my family to the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. I really wanted to, you know, experience everything in the passport. But you will remember why we moved here in the first place when you do this, because there are no corporate-owned attractions. They're all one of a kind. Not that there's anything wrong with corporate-owned attractions. However, we have so many one-of-a-kind attractions that's what makes our area completely unique and have its own sense of culture and sense of place. And that's reflected in the attractions, and the attractions reflect the history and cultures here. So I invite you all to check out the Passport Book of Fun. Take a look, and if you don't want to save money, you don't have to save money. You can just use the map that's on the website and use it to navigate to all of these great places. Okay, any other leading questions? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. That was a lot of great information, and I will be getting my passport. And so I know that Patty is here, one of our town council members. Is there anything you'd like to bring up, talk about with the town? We're busy. Okay. Yeah, because anybody who's been here, we always at the end, you know, any town officials, staff that are here, town manager, all that, we like to ask them to say a few things. And also Northwest Fire, is there anything you guys would like to add?
Just so I'm sure everyone here is aware that our administration complex
Fabulous. And I don't know if you might want to add to the importance of not going around barriers in light of our rains. I do know that there was a swiftwater rescue right in our community just south of the airport on Sunday.
Yes, of course, we want you to turn around and not drive into a dangerous situation. Sometimes barriers aren't up, so you may be pulled and you can make it through, but we know that's not always the case. But our crews are always ready. We staff for those types of events to have more people ready to respond. But yeah, any time that any help is needed in the area, we're more than happy to respond. Get out there. And also, we have a recruit class graduating next Friday, May 14th.
Fabulous. That is so great. Fantastic. So I'm going to turn it back over to Amanda. She'll just kind of help us wrap up, and then so great to see everyone. And again, hope to start filling the room again as we move forward. Thank you so much.
Big thank you to Jenny for our Facebook Live folks. Northwest Fire has CPR Anytime kits available to businesses, as well as 15 graduates from there that are going to be joining the department shortly. So just real quick events, following our social media, Facebook and Instagram is a great way to see those. We have something tomorrow, State of the Town. We'll see many of you there. A greatly anticipated sold out event that we're really excited to be able to host for our community. We've got great community partners coming in with KB Homes, MHC Healthcare, the town of Marana, as well as Northwest Fire, a presentation that will be uniquely delivered. So excited to be there for that. As well as our big thing that I'd love for all of you to get on your calendar is the golf tournament, which we have recently renamed in memory of a previous president of the chamber, Ed Stolmaker, the Marana Chamber of Commerce Ed Stolmaker Golf Tournament on August 27th. Friday, the 27th. So we have teams available to come out and enjoy this beautiful weather, and some sponsorships available for that, as well as our regularly August scheduled events with the breakfast on August 4th and a mixer on the 4th Tuesday, which will be at the JW Marriott, which will also be the host of our golf tournament. So that week, that will be, the mixer is August 24th. We will be there. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here and caring about our community a lot. So have a great rest of your day.